have an Indian in my house.
You have a problem with Indians, Violet?
I don't know what to say to an Indian.
They're called Native Americans, Mom.
Who makes that decision?
It's what they like to be called.
They aren't any more native than me.
In fact, they are.
What's wrong with Indians?
Why can't you just call people what they want to be called?
Let's just call the dinosaurs Native Americans while we're at it.
Tracy, I'm curious how you went about crafting the script. I know the film is roughly an hour shorter than the stage version.
We tried not to approach it from the place of what can we cut. We tried to approach it from the place of how can we tell this story through pictures, how can we use fewer words to communicate some of the same ideas without losing the thing that makes it August Osage County. But the play is its own thing and will always be that thing, and the movie is its own distinct and complete animal, and I love it. I find it very moving.
I did see the play. I was knocked out by it.
Yeah.
I thought it was, what a night in the theater.
Did you ever imagine that you would be doing a film version?
I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. I think I would have just been worried the whole time watching the play. And I loved it. I thought it was such a marvelous piece of writing, and that production was incredible.
Did you do your own stunts, the tackling?
We did. Meryl and I did all that. And I guess we did have people standing by if things got really ugly, which, according to the poster, they did get really ugly. That is a mess. Just staring at it.
Did you ever think in a million years you'd be tackling Meryl Streep?
Maybe at a cocktail party, but not like that.
Well, when you eat meat, you ingest an animal's fear.
Ingest what? It's fur?
Fear.
What she's...
You can't eat fear? How do you do that? You can't eat fear.
I'm curious what it was like to form the familial bond with you two as a couple and the rest of the cast.
Well, it was pretty wonderful because we have finally got to work together after having known each other for more than 30 years. And we met each other down at Actors Theater Louisville heyday. We never got to work together, but
we played together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. That was a dream come true. And kind of a perfect match, really. Certainly a perfect match for me. Of course, I always wanted to go out with him at Actors Theater, but he didn't ask me.
You ever been married before?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
More than once?
3 times, actually. 3 times before this.
Mm-hmm. Should pretty well have it down by now, then.
Right.
Yeah, I had that one pegged, didn't I? I mean, you look at him. You can tell he's been married.
I'm curious what the filming of the dinner scene was like.
It was, for me, shooting that dinner scene was the most gratifying 4 days of work that I've ever had. We'd do 20-minute takes, shot it for 4 days, and Meryl never missed a word. I mean, each and every take, on camera or off, she was flawless and caused everybody else to be so too.
What I was struck by was how much they do feel like a family, which is, I think, the key to the piece, or one of the keys to the piece. How did you go about that through rehearsal? Was there much bonding time for the cast? Did you prearrange anything?
We got together, we spent a lot of time talking about it in advance with each one of the actors individually, through the audition process and through the casting process. And then we rehearsed for a week, and that rehearsal was not about blocking, it was about talking about who the characters are, about doing scene analysis, and then about talking about how we're going to look like each other, how the gestures are going to be mimicked, how people are going to laugh in the same way that their parent laughs. What are we going to see that we understand between the sisters? And then Meryl was instrumental in insisting that everybody live together. And we rented 9 condominium townhouses recently completed right behind a Chili's in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. And they lived next door to each other. So Meryl was next to Julia, who was next to Margo and Chris. And then they all ate together regularly. Meryl's a wonderful cook, and Margo, and they all kind of made the entrees, and then everybody would bring something else. And we shot in continuity, which was very helpful, which means we shot from the beginning of the film to the end of the film, pretty much in script order. So they had an opportunity to grow and learn about each other as we went along.
Every woman needs makeup. Don't let anybody tell you different. The only woman pretty enough to go without makeup was Elizabeth Taylor, and she wore a ton. Shoulders are all slumped and your hair's all straight. You don't wear makeup. You look like a lesbian.
Mom.
Had you both seen the play? Do you know the play?
Julianne had seen
Yes, I had seen the play on Broadway, and I went crazy for it. Everybody was talking about it, of course, but even when you hear what everybody says about it, it can't prepare you for what happens when you go and sit in that theater for 3.5 hours and you don't want to leave at the end. I was really excited that Tracy did the screenplay. That made me feel excited about it. It wasn't taking that original and making something completely different of it, and it remains true to the play, and it's been a thrill to get to know Tracy a little bit. I think he's incredible.
The characters are so layered and rich and true and real, and you just don't see storytelling and characters of this magnitude very often in cinema. So I was just really excited to be given the opportunity to do it.
And now more people get to see the story, because when it's on stage, not everybody can come to New York and see it, or go to London or the different places. So now they can just go to their local theater.